As a plumbing company, what's the best way to get more Google reviews consistently without violating their policies? So I want to step into it and talk about it a little bit. And reviews are important, but I'm going to share with you in a little bit too something even better than reviews that'll help you show up and absolutely affect your ability to show up in map ranking. But first, let's talk about violating their policies. There's so many ways you can violate policies when it comes to reviews. You never want to pay anybody to take down bad reviews. Doesn't matter if it was a fake one or not, and you tried and it couldn't get removed. If you pay somebody, they're basically going to have somebody out of the country with a bunch of phony Google accounts flagging that review. So basically all these foreign operator accounts are flagging that review. You could literally lose your map for this, your Google business profile. If there's too many of these signals in trying to get rid of that review, you do not want to take that chance. And so in order to do that, you don't want to try to get people to pay it. You don't want to have any payola of any kind. I'm talking a Starbucks gift card. I'm talking about a discount on the plumbing job. I'm talking about some sort of spiff to the plumber that was out there. Any of that they would consider payola. And if they got evidence of it, I've seen people literally lose their Google map. And that might be most of your business. And so do not do these things to violate Google policy, but get as many reviews as you can. So better than reviews, and well, I'll talk about a diversified review real quick. Google themselves said that like a BBB review or Facebook, an assortment of reviews is also going to help your actual Google rankings. And so you don't want to just get a Google review. So if you had 100 reviews, you might want 2/3 of them to be Google, but 1/3 of them are spread out, maybe even 75%, but you must get some from some other areas. So a BBB review is one they specifically said if you get BBB reviews, in addition to Google reviews, those Better Business Bureau reviews will actually help your Google rankings. So let's talk about what's even better than a Google review. DataPins is a piece of software that we developed here. We combine it with the digital marketing agencies. So we have plumbing webmasters, and you've got to have all that base high-end level stuff done properly, not violating Google webmaster guidelines, which goes beyond the reviews, by the way, but a well-coded website where it's done properly. You still have the base components to high-level SEO, and then you combine it with DataPins. So the staff here is working on the website, updates, changes, domain authority citations, work on the Google map, but now you're doing DataPins as well. And DataPins is showing a myriad of things. And before I get into DataPins too deeply, I want you to start to see the picture being painted here. You are a digital brand. If you throw up this basic website that's a 1 or 5 or 20 pager and it's stagnant, it's a bad user experience and you just got reviews with it. It's a very poor brand signal too. It's a one-sided thing. Or if you took a website and you begin to spam it really badly with a bunch of content nobody wants to read, like city pages or blogs, and a bunch of links out of the country, and you're just slamming it with things that are spam and against Google Webmaster Guidelines that you thought you were supposed to do because you thought it was SEO. That's not SEO anymore. That website and that brand needs to be multifaceted. Components of it need to be a great user experience. So imagine if somebody came to a website, Plumber's website, and it had 500 blogs and like 20 pages of your services. Well, Google would consider it a really bad user experience because they might find themselves in a sea of bad content if they sent someone there, and it literally is a penalty that would stop you from showing up in ranking. So once all that's fixed, you're going to want to add DataPins to it so you can say, hey, we have 100 reviews or 50 or 1,000, but we've done so many more jobs than that. Here's all of our DataPins. Every job that we went out to Google and AI, we did a data pin. And by the way, here's where it was located. It'll look like a red pin drop on a map to you, but to Google, it looks like a digital hand raise and said, we were here, and this is the plumbing repair we did. This is exactly what we did. And this is where it was, and here's some photos. On this one, I did a video. On the video version, it goes to the website and it goes to YouTube. Why do we care? that it goes to YouTube? Because it's a third-party search signal. And why do we care about all the components of the data pin? There's multiple points of schema code that basically tells Google all about the job. Photos, caption, geocoordinates, the content. And so now your internal pages are better, the website's better, the brand is better, it's a better user experience, and now each individual service is getting evidence of work. So not only do you have a repiping page, but you have 30 recent repiping jobs. Not only do you have a leaks page, but you have 50 recent leaks. You have a water heater page, you have 100 water heater replacements on it. Guys, you're raising your hand, validating with multiple points of good user experience data and great brand signaling data. So it's not a great brand signal if it's spam and not good user content. Understand that. That's why blogs are bad. So you can't just raise your hand with stuff that's a bad user experience. That would be spam, because it's not gonna, Google's not gonna show a plumber that makes them look bad. And they're also not gonna show somebody that's doing nothing or someone that's spamming. And it sounds difficult, and frankly, I think it is difficult to find a digital marketing agency to do this sort of stuff. And I know that they don't own DataPins because we made it from scratch and we own it and we don't give it to anybody else. But we've used it successfully with hundreds of plumbers over the years, and we champion brand signals. The most important, valuable thing you can do is to get up at the top of Google rankings, map rankings, and AI rankings, anything non-paid. In fact, if you go into any market and search for a plumber, the guys that are the largest in town are the ones that are the top of Google rankings, because that's where most of the leads come from, and now AI. So we love helping with that sort of thing. That's what's gonna make the phone ring. That's what's gonna scale the business. It's gonna be the best return on investment dollar. We've focused on doing this for 15 years. We've had DataPins for 7 years. It's fantastic in this new age of brand signaling, which is your new version of SEO and AI. It's superb and exactly what they're looking for. Give us a call. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to help your plumbing company.